Hi guys, this is Mouse from Lacuna Coil.
And I'm Chris, and you're on loudguitars.com.
Yeah, rock on.
Hey guys, Drew from Loud Guitars. I'm here with Cristiano and Marco from Lacuna Coil. How you doing, guys?
Good, how are you?
Good, man. How's the tour going so far?
It's
Very
actually, going very, very well. We just started actually a little bit over a week ago. This is probably like the 6th or 7th show. Even though we're actually the opening band and we start playing at 6:30 every night, there seem to be quite a lot of people already, and the reactions we've been getting so far are all really good. And if you think that our album just came out as well, people don't know the songs, people don't know the band and stuff, and it's been very good so far. Yeah, we're very excited.
And the support's been good. The crowds have been good.
Yes, absolutely.
I took a listen to the new record last night, Dark Adrenaline, and I'm really digging it. The guitar's ever present, kind of different from most of the other stuff that you guys have done. I find the guitar's a whole lot more present on this record. Was there a lot of thinking behind that, or was it just the way it blended?
I think that's one of the reasons why they're like that is because the songs came out a certain way, you know. It's not like we sat down and planned it beforehand. We just thought like those were just the ideas that were just like coming out, you know. And then we kept working on them, and then Christina added their vocals and stuff. And overall, it actually turned out to be a much heavier and darker album, you know. And it actually felt like it required heavier guitars, you know. And we also worked with Don Gilmer again. Like we worked a lot on the sound and stuff. But the most important thing, I think, is that we mixed the album with an Italian guy who's a friend of ours, who's been a friend of ours for many years. And we just like sat there with him in the studio, making sure that every little thing, every sound on the album came out the way that we wanted it to, you know.
You guys started working on this record in early 2011, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was actually ready in October, I think?
Yeah,
Even before October.
before October.
Was the process doing this record any different than the last one in terms of writing it and how you went about recording it?
Not really.
Not really. I mean, the way we do it is usually everybody tries to sit down at home, like collecting ideas, recording stuff on our
Sharing stuff.
computer. Yeah, then we just share it and, you know, and see what the others can do with it, you know. And when we get to a point where a song is complete enough so that there's like a structure and whatever, we add vocal lines with no real lyrics, just like blah blah blah, you know, just something that sounds like English more or less. And when we're totally happy with the results, we just like go into the studio and record it, and that's exactly what we did this time too.
Okay, and speaking of the studio, did you guys, I'm pretty sure you guys don't use the same setups in the studio that you're
No,
using on tour,
of course
right?
not.
I mean, did you drag a lot of gear into the studio and pick and choose for different recordings?
Well, when you have a chance to try even different stuff and mix it with something else, you know, we recorded guitars with our stuff because we normally use line 6 amps, and we try and mix it those ads with something else that we found out in studio,
Like
and,
pedals and other effects.
we actually recorded you know, multi-tracks, even just the line of the lining, so we could
Reamp the guitar.
yeah.
Were you using any virtual guitar simulators?
No,
for
we
the
actually
amp?
we actually didn't do that for the guitars. We only did that for the amp, for the bass guitar.
For the bass guitar.
Which was like a Pro Tools plugin, which actually sounded amazing. But for the guitars, we actually went into the studio with our own guitars.
Yeah.
The line 6 amps that we have, which are the Spider Valve HD.
Which sound great with the direct outs.
Which sound great,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know. And that was it. I mean, we just to make sure we we took, as Mouse said, like the line out, you know, and just recorded a clean sound.
So it
in
can
case
be
we could
manipulated
yeah.
later, you know, of course.
But that was pretty much.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there
we
was
used
a lot of time. Yeah.
We used a lot of pedals.
Yeah,
like
there was a
little
lot of time
effects.
spending behind the sounds to get the right sound for the right song and the more powerful sound for heavier songs. So, yeah.
Now, did you guys track your rhythm tracks at the same time or separately? for
No,
the
we
recordings?
actually did it separately. We went like song by song, and we weren't even sure when we started recording who was gonna play what.
Ah, yeah.
You know, we both learned all the parts.
We're fighting all
Yeah.
the time. I want to play this.
I want to play this. I want to play that. But I mean, to us, it's just a matter of like who can play the part better. It doesn't matter if it's like, oh, I'm gonna play a melody. No, you play all the rhythms and blah blah.
Or
blah.
even who's available.
You know,
in that
who's
moment.
available, you
Yeah.
know, because we actually ended up recording in Milan, our hometown, and
In this very vintage studio
very,
called
very vintage
Officine
studio.
Meccaniche.
It's a very actually renowned studio in Italy, you know. And we just went with the flow. I mean, if I couldn't play a part, or he could play it better, or the other way around, we would just do it. You know, just switch and like, okay, I'll try, and then whoever nailed it first did it. You know.
Very, very cool. Well, you guys seem to have a very good rapport with each other. It's not often you find two guitar players.
No,
as
it's
skilled
not.
as the two
No,
of you
no.
are.
It's just for the interview.
It's just a
No,
visual.
bullshit.
We're
man.
trying to be nice.
We're
just
trying to
for
be
the
nice,
video.
but it's just a mask, you know. We hate each other.
I don't know about that. I've seen a few interviews, and you guys seem to work well together. Going back to gear and gadgets, any particular piece of gear that you guys have tried over the last little while that has been inspiring? You know what I mean by inspiring? You find something, you hear a sound, and it
Right.
makes you write parts or riffs. Anything that...
Well, as we were saying before, we've been like endorsers of Line 6 for a long time, you know, and they come up with like the craziest gadgets all the time. I mean, just to give you an example, Marco, our bass player, usually records at home with a tone part, UX2, which we all have, you know, and he's broke while he was actually right in the middle of like songwriting. And so we asked Line 6 to replace it, like to send us something else. But we got the one with the little keyboard on it, you know. Dude, he just like started like messing with it and just like did a lot of like crazy stuff with it.
That's cool. So you get a keyboard and it inspires new
yeah.
ideas on a keyboard.
Yeah, you know, I mean,
rather
it
than
may
doing-
just be like a way to try out the different sounds and whatever. And some of the parts that he recorded for the demos that we exchanged while we were writing the songs ended up on the album, like exactly those ones that he recorded. They were like in time recorded with a click.
So it was just a copy and paste.
Yeah, Don Gilmore, our producer, just took it because the way they sounded on the demo was just as good as it would have been, or maybe even better than if I would have played it or he would have played it, because Marco has a different playing style even, you know.
Very, very cool. Now, are either of you guys like working on any material for an off project outside of Lacuna Coil? Like, do you have any plans to?
I have some plans, but nothing is official already.
But you are writing for a solo project.
No, I'm not. I'm just collecting ideas with different kind of, you know, styles.
Okay.
Like more extreme, for example, or maybe some more jazzy oriented, but it's just in the air, you know. There's nothing.
So no solid plans.
Nothing
Death metal.
planned. Yeah, fuck, I love it. I love it.
And what
Yeah.
about you?
Well, it's really hard. I mean, I wrote like many songs or like pieces, bits and pieces here and there. But the problem is that with this band, the way everything usually goes, we're always so busy that it's hard to find the time to do anything else. You know, I mean, if you think about like the what happened for the album, we started writing back in November 2010, even. You know, then the writing process went on until like March, I think, when we started recording. Then the recording process went on until June. And then, you know, we did some festivals, then we mixed the album, and so I mean, we're always like kind of busy. It's hard to find the time to do anything else other than than Lacuna Coil.
I would like to have a project with Chris, the guy in Megadeth. Yes, last night. Last night we just had a conversation about guitars, about music in general, and I actually like this guy because he's very down on earth and he's very precise. I love his style. I had the opportunity to check him out, like online on YouTube. I've seen some different, even crazy shit, man. Like I've seen him playing classical guitar, and I love classical music. But at the same time, I've seen this chaos theory that he filmed for the YouTube people, and it was fucking, man. I was totally impressed, you know. And so we shared, you know, some opinions in general, and we found out that we really love the instrument and we really love to play guitar.
Yeah, Chris. So speaking of downtime and relaxing, like this tour lasts till when?
Up until the beginning of March.
And what's planned for after Gigantour?
Well, we're gonna be home for
20,
a few
20
weeks, yeah, 20
days.
days, something like that, which we're gonna actually use to rehearse for the next US tour, because we're gonna be back here. First we're going to South America with Lamb of God and Hatebreed, which should be pretty interesting.
No, those are friends.
And we're pretty good friends. I mean, we've known these guys for a long time. Then we come back to the US for
And a liner around.
couple months, pretty much. And other than that, I mean, we're going back to Europe and play some summer festivals, and then a headliner tour in Europe in the fall.
Pretty cool. Well, guys, thanks a bunch for taking the time to talk with us, and I wish you the best of luck on the rest of the tour and
Thank
all
you.
the way, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.